Yeah, I'm not picking all these up for a thumbnail. Hey guys, it's Hannah, and today I have my spring book haul. Finally a book haul, I know, right? So you know how I say I don't buy a whole lot of books, and I really don't buy a whole lot of books, but over these past 3 months I have acquired 27 books, which for me is a lot of books. I know some of y'all acquire like 30 books in 1 month, and I'm thinking, but 27 books in 3 months is a lot for me. So I'm not sure why I have so many. BookTube made me buy more books. I think BookTube has made me buy more books, guys. This isn't good. This isn't good. But enough about me complaining about my pocketbook. Let's start with the spring book haul, and we're going to start with the month of March. So the first 3 books I got in the month of March were some Folger classics of Shakespeare, and we have Hamlet, The Two Gentlemen of Verona, and Twelfth Night. I actually got these when we went to Louisiana for my sister's gymnastics meet. And whenever we go somewhere new, I always want to go to a bookstore. So I was looking up used bookstores, and I found 2 of them, and I was like, we should go to these places, guys. And they ended up being really run down, kind of creepy bookstores. But I found some books, so it's all good. And I'm sure y'all probably know what these are all about. I've read Hamlet before. I've read a summary of The Twelfth Night before, but I haven't read the actual play, so I'm going to be reading that. And I have actually no idea what The Two Gentlemen of Verona is about. So that'll be fun. The next book I got because I was doing a research paper on one of our beloved founding fathers, and I'm sure you can probably guess who it is. And that is Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow. Is it Chernow? I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm sure most of you know what this is about. This is about Alexander Hamilton. It's huge. I've started reading it, and that's still where I am. I haven't picked it up since I had to stop it so I could actually finish the research paper. Because if you were around when that was happening, I was trying to read this as quickly as possible so I could have all the information imaginable for my research paper, and I didn't get it done before the paper. My paper still did great, got an A, perfection, but didn't finish the book. I will be finishing it, don't worry. I think Maureen might do a read-along, which I will totally do that, Maureen. Maureen, do a read-along. But yeah, so I got that book. And the last thing I got in March, I can't say book because it's a book set, and that is the Anne of Green Gables series. This is gorgeous, guys. So first of all, the spines make this pretty little scene here, and then around the box it has this lovely look to it. And so we have Anne of Green Gables, and look at this, just a lovely cover. I'm literally obsessed with this box set, guys. Anne of Avonlea, Anne of the Island, which is probably my favorite cover. I'm not sure. They're all gorgeous, but I think this might be my favorite cover. Anne of Windy Poplars, and this is my other tied for favorites between those two. I'm not sure which one because I just love them both so much. I love them all so much. Anne's House of Dreams, Anne of Ingleside, Rainbow Valley, and Rilla of Ingleside. I think that's how you say her name, Rilla. I don't know. I'm guessing. But moving on to April, and the first 2 books that I got in April I actually got when we went to Colorado for another one of my sister's gymnastic meets. Basically whenever we travel, it's for one of my sister's gymnastics meets. Yeah. But the first book I got was Winnie the Pooh by Ernest H. Shepard. I loved Winnie the Pooh as a kid, and they had this at one of the bookstores I found. And the bookstores I found in Colorado were not run-down, creepy bookstores. They were actually really nice bookstores. My mom and sister were worried that they were going to be run-down, creepy bookstores, but they were not. So just look at this, and the back, and then here's the best part. You see how there's this little picture? That's actually the cover. Oh ho 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 ho. Oh ho 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 ho. Look at this. Are you ready? Look at this. Oh my gosh. And then there's the map, and there's illustrations all throughout, and I love it so much, guys. And the next book I got in Colorado is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, and look at this edition. Oh my gosh. So this is the front, and you have the spine and the back, and it's like this comic book look to it. And again, I'm just obsessed. I love this edition. It's gorgeous. I spent 18 bucks on this, and I do not regret it one bit. The next book I got was Elizabeth Keckley Behind the Scenes, or 30 Years a Slave and 4 Years in the White House. And this is about a woman who was a slave, then she ends up buying her freedom and makes a dressmaking business. And one of her clients is actually Mary Todd Lincoln, who is the wife of President Lincoln. And it just sounded cool. Honestly, the only reason I bought this book was because I was buying a ice cream making recipe book for my mom for Mother's Day, and they were like, hey, we have a buy one get one free thing, so you might as well go find another book. And I was like, oh, okay. and I found this one. So, the next book I got was Girl on a Wire by Gwenda Bond, and as y'all know, I really love this book because I love the cover. And I was making an order because I was ordering one of the books that was coming out recently, which is later on in the book haul, you'll see it. And I needed someone to go with it, and so I got this book. This book is about a girl named Jules whose whole family does different acts in the circus, and for example, she is a tightrope walker. And they have one family that they are complete and utter rivals with. There's a feud going on, they're enemies, no likey, and only the grandmother knows why. But the circus that her family is in is failing, and so she makes the executive decision to apply her family for the same circus that their rivals are in, and that leads to a whole bunch of fiascos and adventures and forbidden love, and it is just a really fun, really great book. Great for summer, so pick it up soon, and I finally own it. The next book I got was The Young Elites by Marie Lu. This book is about a girl named Adelina, and she survived something called the blood fever, which basically it's like this plague that went through and was killing a bunch of people, and then when people survived they usually have an abnormality or they lost a limb or something weird happened, and some of them get special powers through it. It's a really interesting read, not one of my favorite books ever, but I did enjoy it. Like, I'm not quite sure how to describe it. Like, it was good and it kept me engaged, but it's kind of weird because she ends up becoming kind of evil and you're reading from her point of view. So it's a good book and I recommend reading it, but it's strange. Just be forewarned, it's kind of strange. These next two books I ordered from Book Outlet, the first one being Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson, and it's the second book in the Remnant Chronicles, and if you haven't read the series, you need to. The first book in the series, which I need to get, is about a princess, and she's betrothed to someone that she does not know, to combine these two kingdoms in unity and in peace. But she doesn't care because she doesn't know the dude and she doesn't want to marry him because she doesn't know him because she's gonna be like this old miser or something, you know? No, she's not doing that. So she decides to run away and becomes a tavern girl at a town far, far away. But little does she know that there are two people chasing after her. One is the prince who is going to marry her, and the other one is an assassin who wants to kill her. And this is just a really great series. I highly enjoyed this series. I love it. Go read it. The other book I got from Book Outlet is Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and if you can tell by the bookmark, I'm currently reading it. And guys, I don't know why I waited so long to read this thing. I mean, it's really, really good so far. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know why I waited so long. My favorite way to describe this is it's a retelling of Cinderella, where Cinderella is a cyborg. And then that's all I say, because at first that was all I knew. Of course, now I know more, but still that's my favorite way to describe it because people are always like, okay. Okay. But yes, I'm finally reading it and highly enjoying it. I can't wait to finish it. The last book I got in April, I was kind of hesitant to put in here because it's not technically a book, but it's too cute for me not to put in here, and I just love it so much. And that is Star Wars Crochet. Who's this by? By Lucy Collin. Yeah. I actually got this in a kit from Costco. We went there one day and I saw this and I was like, Dad, do you want a little Han Solo? Because I could make you a little Han Solo. So now I have it, and it's great. Like, look, you can make little stormtroopers, you can make Han Solo, you can make Leia, you can make Wicket. I mean, I'm going to have so much fun with this little thing. So much fun. You can make Han and Chewbacca. I can't wait. And it's just such a cute little book. I mean, look at it. And it's so tiny. The first book I got in May will not surprise anybody, and that is The Crown by Kira Cass. I can't really explain what this book is about without spoiling the Selection series, so just know that it's like a part of the Selection series, but it's also kind of off to the side, but it's really a part of it, and it's really good. Yeah, there you go. The next two books I got from the used bookstore at my library, and can I just say that I absolutely love my library because I got these two books for $1, both of them for $1, and they're like in perfect condition. So round of applause for my library and just libraries everywhere. Thank you, I love you, you're amazing. And the books I got were The Beekeeper's Apprentice and A Monstrous Regiment of Women, and these are both by Laurie R. King. And from what I've gathered, they just sounded really interesting, so it was an impulsive buy. Again, only $1 for both of them, so not like I wasted too much money. In this one, Sherlock is retired, but then a girl comes up to him and is like, I need you to help me solve this case. And so she kind of becomes his assistant to solve this mystery. And then in this one, I'm pretty sure, from what I gathered again, it's about his like assistant in a few later years. Really, this cover, have you seen this cover? This is the reason I bought it, and then this was like a second one in the series, so got it too. I mean, Sherlock Holmes. How can you go wrong with that? I have an enemy, and the enemy is named Mardell's, and the reason is because they have $1 and $3 and $5 books, and then of course they have $7 and way over more dollars, but they have like this really good bargain section, and I always buy stuff. The good thing is we don't go there too often, so it's every now and then that it happens, but we went there recently, so books. The first book I got is First Date by Krista McGee, and if you have been on my channel, you might think, Krista McGee, that sounds familiar. She wrote the Anomaly trilogy, which is one of my favorite trilogies of all time, and you should read it. And I knew she wrote some other books before it, and I was like, I need to try those, and then I saw this for $1. I had to get it. I had to get it, guys. So if you like the selection, you would like this book, because basically it's about the president's son, and he's holding a reality TV show competition to pick a prom date. I know, right? I've already read this. I read this in one day. And I'll talk more about it in my wrap-up, but just know it was good. The next book I got was That Certain Spark by Kathy Marie Hake. And from what I gathered from the synopsis, this book is about a lady doctor, and she's going to this town, and the town doesn't realize that she's a lady doctor. So once she gets there, everyone's like, wait a minute, you're a girl. And then someone ends up being her patient and ends up like, okay, she's actually a really good doctor. People start threatening her business and her life, and all of her patients become really protective. I think. That's what I've gathered from the back. So we'll see if it's similar to what I think it is. The next book I got was The Homecoming by Dan Walsh. And honestly, I'm still kind of confused as to what this book is exactly about. I know it's about a man who comes home from war, and he does something with the war where he goes around Hollywood or something and talks about it. I'm not quite sure exactly what that part of it is, but basically someone is nannying his like child or whatever, and he's widowed, of course, and stuff's gonna happen, I'm assuming. Can't wait. The last book I got was Sister Eve, Private Eye by Lenny Hinton? I'm not quite sure. This book is about a nun that solves mysteries. Let that sink in, guys. A nun that solves mysteries. That's like, I saw that and I was like, okay, I'm buying that book. So that's literally all I know, but it's a nun that solves mysteries, guys. I'm pumped. So that is it for my spring book haul. That was a lot of books for me to do all at once. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do from now on is once I acquire like a certain amount of books, then I'll do a book haul. Because I usually don't have enough in a month to do a book haul, but obviously reading 3 months is a bit much. So I'm thinking probably like 10 books or so. Once I reach about 10 books, then I'll do a book haul. We'll see. But that's probably how it's going to work. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know in the comments down below if you have read any of these books and what you thought of them, or if you have been wanting to read them and now you want to read them even more because I just hauled them. Because, I mean, that's the thing, guys. Also, let's talk about how gorgeous some of these books I got this month were, and how it's so great that I'm finally starting the Lunar Chronicles. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see y'all again in another one soon.